What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the West Coast POPCast. It is your boy, the final boss. And I know it might look like I'm a one-man band tonight, but trust me, the boys are coming in. They're gonna make their grand entrance, their surprise run-in coming soon. So just keep an eye out for that. We have a nice show for you guys. It's been a big week. You know I'm excited about that TNA Impact Wrestling finally returning. So keep an eye out for that, man. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot of new subs, man. If you guys are new to the channel, it is your boy Knock, the final boss. We have Eric, the Infinity Champion, and the main man, Zach. We cover everything from wrestling, movies, video games, and pop culture here at the West Coast Pop. So definitely tap in, tune in, and check out our videos. We cover tier lists. We have tier lists on video games right now. We have tier lists on other wrestling topics. So definitely check those out. And yeah, let's get into it. I see already one guy in the chat. What's up to the man, Mr. All Power? What's good, bro? Hey, y'all. The guys will be here soon if you're looking out for them. Zach is joining very, very soon. AEW is on right now. We got a lot of topics for you guys as well. Not just TNA wrestling. We have some Diana Perazzo collision stuff to talk about. Becky versus Rhea coming in. Your thoughts on? We had a lot of debuts in TNA Hard to Kill as well with Nick Nemeth. We had Top Dollar, Ash by Elegance. A lot of stuff to talk about there. And of course, the main event tonight, Samoa Joe and Hook, sponsored by Suicide Squad. The game doesn't look that good. Samoa Joe's in there as King Shark. Definitely check that out. Right now on AEW, as we're going live with the Dynamite episode, Bullet Club Gold with new entrance music taking on the Ring of Honor six-man champions. I think we have a new champion being crowned here. Let us know in the chat what you guys think. AEW, under the AEW banner, the AEW umbrella, we have the Ring of Honor six-man tag titles as well as the AEW trios belts. Should they just merge them, combine them for one unified six-man tag champ, or keep them separate since it is two brands technically, even though there's a lot of crossover? Let us know in the chat what you guys think. We're For this episode, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. We're gonna review Echo. If you guys check that out, I was like surprised earlier. I thought there's more episodes, but there's only five. Zach finished. I finished as well. We'll talk about that. We'll try to avoid some spoilers. If you haven't seen it, if you guys don't want any spoilers, and if you guys do want to get into it, we can get into it as well. What else we got on the agenda for you guys tonight? Um, I'm bringing back our popular segment from podcasts beyond, which is the push or shove segment. We'll just vote on whether if you like something to push it, if you don't like it to shove it, and we'll have a few topics there of what could happen. I'm excited for that. I have four entries tonight. I'm bringing that segment back. If you guys are watching AEW, the last segment AEW just did with Mark Briscoe, man, very very emotional stuff. Um, he did the segment. His brother passed this year today. Last year, he said pretty much like because Jay Briscoe's daughters were in the car when the accident had occurred, and they got through it, man. Luckily, they're alive, and the oldest daughter, who they told would not be able to walk ever again, was walking, and she walked out on the stage, man. It was definitely something very very emotional segment for sure. So yeah, whether you love AEW or hate AEW, I gotta shout out Tony Khan, man, TK for really respecting the wrestlers, really giving them like stuff like that, man. Because that's important, man. That's bigger than wrestling right there. So shout out to AEW, the whole production staff and everything, TK and all the wrestlers backstage. Noob and Co in the chat. What's up, man? Hello, everyone. How you doing? How are you doing today, man? Hope everything is well. Let us know what you've been enjoying lately. As far as if you're playing any video games, checking out any movies or TV shows. Me and Zach just finished watching Echo. He's gonna be in here to talk about that as well. Excited for that, man. TNA's back as well. TNA is back, and I'm gonna be listen. We gotta send your comments in to get Eric to start watching TNA because it's back in full force, and we will have those videos. But the one man band is not anymore because the main man Zach is here.
Yeah, hold it down. How you doing, Knock?
What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Nubico and Mr. All Power in the chat right now. What's up, everybody? Zach, how's everything going?
It's busy and yeah, busy day, but I'm good, man. A lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about, a lot of segments. Real quick, since we were just on a little quick little topic with the, you see the Mark Briscoe segment?
Yeah, I did.
Oh
That was
man,
touching.
It was touching, man. It was great to see. I'm glad TK does the opportunities. I was saying whether you love or hate AEW, this is class act right here. And we seen Jay Briscoe's daughter, who they told would not ever walk again, walk on stage right now on Dynamite Live TV, man.
Man, big stuff. That's the kind of stuff that makes you as crazy as TK gets. TK has a heart.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we have a lot of topics. We have some, like I was saying, we have some pop culture topics, some movies and TV shows to talk about as well. We and Zach will be reviewing Echo. Quick review, not like our usual live streams.
Yeah. Let us know if you watched Echo or anything like that too, because we're up for watching new stuff.
Definitely are. And to my surprise, I thought I was halfway through. I thought I didn't finish the show. I messaged Zach earlier, said, "Yeah, I'm on like episode like 6 or 7," and he's like, "It's only 5 episodes." And I thought there was more. I thought we were going to 9 episodes, but I finished the episode and I did not even know it.
Man, it was a very subtle episode, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, like it felt like yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But yeah, AW is on fire right now. Let's get into our first topic here. Let's get into our first topic, which is
Okay.
finally total nonstop action wrestling is back. This is my favorite promotion of all time, most influential promotion. I say that here every week, but it was really cool to see. Like they sold out the building 2 nights in a row. We have the Hard to Kill pay per view and then Snake Eyes. Zach, I know you and Eric don't feel the same love for this promotion like I do, but this is positive for the wrestling business.
This is, and I will say this: I watched pretty much this whole pay-per-view, and I will say, if they keep this momentum up, this is going to be my number two promotion. I'm not like kissing your ass, knock. I'm just saying this show was pretty damn sweet. It reminded me of, I don't want to say NXT Black and Gold, but I mean it could get there. It just had this excitement, this freshness to it, and it just seemed like everyone was just hungry in TNA.
Yeah, that's what we need there, man. We need that momentum. For so long, it was just a negative connotation with TNA, and now they're building back up. And I'm glad you brought that up. The momentum. Can we sustain this? Can we keep it going? This should be a big year. They said this was the highest gate they've had in the last 10 years, which is insane. And that
Mm-hmm.
even leads back to even when Bischoff and Hogan were in charge back in 2014 when they kind of ended that. That was like the last year I think they were really in charge. So this is all positives, man. Giselle Shaw right there, winning the Ultimate X for the women, the second Ultimate X match. Jordan Grace, new champion. ABC retaining Moose, new champion. The Decay, new champions, and they were former. Both of them are former knockout champions. Really good, long-standing TNA wrestlers. And then Chris Sabin, been there since day one. Ultimate X. He's the greatest X Division champion of all time. So yeah, good stuff there. Keep the momentum. And I like the venue. I liked how they designed the venue. I've seen some backstage stuff with the TNA Impact, TNA Explosion sets. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let us know in the chat, man, what you guys are thinking. It's a lot of cool stuff going on, and it's good for the wrestling business. I think they're solidified themselves as the number 3 wrestling promotion in America right now. Not saying too much, but it is something.
And they don't need to sell out big arenas too to be number two.
We
Money
don't.
wise, that's what you look at. Pay-per-view buy rates, that's what you look at. But if you look at the money that's back, promotion, all they need to do is really get the hype behind it and get on people and advertise way better. Every wrestling promotion other than WWE and AEW needs to advertise way better. TNA just needs to advertise better and get people to find their stuff on Access or YouTube
Yes.
or whatever. Dolph, I guess we'll talk about in a little bit. Nick Nemeth has their biggest YouTube hits. It's over 1 million his
Yes.
debut. So I mean, that's what they need. They need that excitement. And they need to get the word out like that. That can build them to number two or a very 2.5 ish standing in the wrestling world.
Yeah, that's all positives. I think Nick Nemeth is going to be huge for the company. I know he's not like major stratosphere of a star, but I see him as a person who's going to attract the eyes. He's going to go to New Japan. He's going to bring eyes from there to TNA. I think TNA is going to be his home base in
Mm-hmm.
America. He's going to do the Indies, and I also think he'll be here for a bit. And we have people that jump in, and I'm not dissing anybody, but people come in for like a year or two, and then try to jump ship and just use what they can. I think he might be here for a few years. I could be wrong, but I can see him being here and trying to just have his bring people to him.
I think so. And given the opportunity to go to New Japan and do all these indie shows, which we'll talk about even more, we're going to be hitting up, that's kind of a caveat for him to stay, to get paid, to stay, to be able to do whatever he wants and be like an independent artist.
Yeah, I agree, man. And Yeah, I mean, I know you talk about his comic stuff on the side as well. I think this is
Yep.
huge, and for TNA, I think do this. Like you can go back to Vegas right here. I mean, that was a better Vegas crowd than AEW had for Double or Nothing. That was a bad Vegas crowd. I know it's a smaller venue, but still, you can do Vegas there. I think come to LA, you have a lot of fans over here. I'll go. I'll for damn sure go to a show if you bring it over here. They're doing Ontario, and then Florida's home base for them. So go to Florida, do that stuff, and then Nashville. You have some
Yeah.
places you can go to get a nice sized crowd.
And they're doing what a lot of people do mainly around WrestleMania season, but a lot of people have been doing this more with WWE when they go around. They follow WWE where they go, whether it be the weekend before, the weekend of, or the weekend after. Like again, you talk about the Canada stuff in Ontario. Chicago's another big one. That's it's kind of what you do. Tag along for that. Get those people that are already there for the weekend to get another ticket. We saw when WrestleMania was here last year in Hollywood or in LA, in Inglewood, technically. People were going all around, seeing all sorts of different shows. So I guess that's a smart way to do, piggyback off of one of the bigger companies and get some fans.
It is, and that's very fun to do, man. Have all these different events going on. It really brings like just an excitement in the air.
Yeah.
And then next up, real quick, we have some quick highlights there. You can see Nick Nemeth debuting. I love the energy he brought. He was in the crowd going crazy, ripping his shirt. Ultimate X was amazing, and Jordan Grace got the biggest win of her career, I believe. Now, I want to briefly talk about that spear by Moose was amazing. I want to briefly talk
Yeah.
about Ash by Elegance. That's going to be a heck of a name to get over, but I think she has the talent to do it. People were We just seen her walk in and watch a match, and people were jumping on her saying she's ripping off Timeless Tony Storm. I believe that's way too early to jump off the bandwagon. We haven't seen anything yet. How do you feel about Ash by Elegance in former Dana Brooke in TNA? Think she'll rise and we can see a better version of her?
I think she'll rise. It depends if she puts on awesome matches. If she dresses like this and then all of a sudden goes like buck wild in the ring and is a totally different character, that I'm here for. I don't know who Elegance is. Is that like henchman from a '90s action movie? Elegance? Who's Elegance? I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
so
don't think this is a ripoff of Tony Storm yet.
yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, yeah, I don't think she's going that way. I don't think I have the target demographic for this, but what I heard the name, I was thinking like it was like some type of like like the fashion show. It's like this by this person or this by this. That's
Yeah.
what I think she was presenting herself as. That's what I took it from. But which for me, I haven't seen that in wrestling, so that we'll see it what layer she adds to this.
If she can outclass the model Rick Martel, I'll give it to her. But she also has to understand when you do a character like this, you're coming in as someone who used to work for WWE. They touted as an ex WWE person, so you also have to. Tony Storm's transition into Timeless Tony Storm worked, so I just hope this works for her.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely did. And we seen the cracks when she lost that belt. She snapped, and I think the
Yeah,
build for Time Stone Storm also. On a side note, I don't want to take away from that, but as if she loses the belt again, how much further is she going to go into snapping?
right.
At least that's what I'm looking at here. But speaking of wrestling, I see we got some other wrestling news going on here. Another show popping up, MLW Reload.
Free. This is free. This is a pay-per-view quality show from MLW per their press release. This Saturday, January 20th. This is on late as all hell. I don't like who
That's insane. 10 p.m.
this is.
Eastern.
What? Okay.
I mean, for us,
You
it'll
better
be a little early. It'll be kind of be right on time, I guess.
right, but for everyone else, okay. Anyways, it's free on BN Sports and BN Sports Extra and on YouTube. So you just go to the YouTube channel. You can watch MLW Reload. Matt Riddle will be on there and a slew of others. I don't think Jacob Fatu's on there, but you can check the lineup. But if you're looking for something cool to do this weekend, this is free at 10 p.m. Eastern time. It's a
Rampage.
right. I was gonna, yeah, whatever. But anyways, it's kind of cool. It's free.
Yeah. Uh, maybe I'll check. Maybe I'll check.
Yeah, maybe I'll check it out afterwards. Disappointed that NWA is going to the CW streaming app. I maybe I'll watch it when I'm bored. I don't know. And can't believe AEW continues to axe Brian Cage again. You called it, knock. The ROH championship belts. The six mans have switched.
And I don't know if they're teasing unifying the belts because the Acclaimed want to join with Bullet Club Gold. Acclaimed are the trios champions. ROH. I'm getting this confused. Bullet Club Gold is the six-man champions now. But are they gonna team together? Or are they gonna try to unify those belts?
I don't know. I don't care about ROH. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Mr. Alpar, just Matt Riddle. That's all I know, and then a slew of their regular talent.
And then real quick, I also believe, um, I don't think Jay White was gonna win the belt if Juice Robinson was still healthy. I think he was supposed to be that third guy.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Deanna's out
Um,
there now.
yeah. Shout out Deanna, man, getting a crazy amount of hate. I don't understand.
Why
She's
would you
one of the
do?
best technical wrestlers in the world. Oh, they were just a lot of fat shaming, a lot of like she doesn't belong. There was so much nonsense being like they had to turn off the comments. I think for one of her, I believe, don't quote me on that, but for her match last
Oh
Saturday,
shit.
yeah, it was unbelievable. But yeah, Anna Jay going back to like her original kind of like to me, it's like a Zatada gimmick, like she's kind of like the magician type look, um, and she's a face all of a sudden.
Yeah, I hope they figure her out.
I do too, man. She's a homegrown talent, came from the pandemic. I hope they figure out. I hope they keep using Mariah May as well because she is great.
Knock, what do you notice along the ringside there?
Oh yeah, full of Suicide Squad promotion, man, all over.
That game is getting trashed by people who played it.
Oh, don't get me started. That game looks absolutely terrible, and it breaks my heart because if you guys played the Arkham games back in the day, Nubico, have you played any of the Arkham games? I loved Rocksteady. They brought Arkham Asylum, banger. Arkham City, one of the, probably still to this day the best superhero game of all time. Then they followed up with Arkham Knight. They had the WB Studios did Arkham Origins, but now you haven't made a game since. It's been about 10 years. We would get hyped because this was originally supposed to be a Superman game. Then they scrapped that and started making the Suicide Squad game. We get excited because it's Rocksteady, they can't miss. And now you're trying to make it all, the microtransactions, not free to play, the games as service, and it's not working, man. If you've seen the HUD, if you've seen the gameplay, it looks terrible. I can't
Uh,
believe how bad it is. They delayed it multiple times because of the bad reactions it's gotten, but yeah, not good stuff.
so basically, if AEW advertised a video game, don't play it.
That's a hell of a point.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Suicide Squad, Fight Forever. Come on.
Yeah, they don't have a good track record. Hopefully, they start promoting a game and it'll break that bad streak. I'll give them some slack on this because it's corporate synergy, keep it in the family with WB, TNT, and all that. I get it, Warner Bros. Discovery, but yeah, this game might, if it gets higher than a 4 or 5, I'd be very shocked.
Yeah, let us know if you play it or if you're going to be playing the demo or anything like that, if you pre-ordered it, because we're very interested into how it is.
Yeah, Eric was burning the last game, Gotham Knights, so yeah.
That game is free now.
Yeah, check out when it goes free, and I'll give them something also because on name value alone, this game's gonna sell. It's gonna make its money, just like Gotham Knights did. But it's just quality. You're gonna get burned. So just yeah, keep that in mind.
Yep.
Now this one I found very interesting. The next topic of the podcast, Zach. What happened here?
All right. First off, I just want to say, did you see Obafemi last night on NXT?
I see them walk out like Batista.
Oh, Batista wished he rocked a turtleneck this good. Okay, they sold Obafemi in 2 weeks, and AEW has been trying to sell Wardlow for like 3 years. WWE is trying to sell Omos for like 3 years. They did it. They did it in 2 weeks with Obafemi. The crowd had a cool reaction after everything he said. He handled it perfectly. He was so smooth on the mic when Dragon Lee came out and was like, I want an open challenge for my belt back. He's like, get the fuck out of here, Dragon Lee. I'm the champ. I'm calling to have a match. And then he walks out. Kiss my ass. I'm the champ. Like this worked so well. And then Obafemi's mom correcting people on Twitter. I just had to put this because someone's mom on Twitter is hilarious to me. Obafemi's mom's correcting someone about their age. It's just so funny.
So that's really his mom?
That's his mom. Yeah.
Wow. So he's really, I mean, 25 still makes sense. This dude looks like he's 30 at least, but 25 is makes a little more sense than 22.
Right. It's wrestling. They hype everything. Everyone's like
Yeah.
100 pounds heavier, whatever.
Yeah. On the side, I find it very crazy. We keep talking about this guy's age every week. All of a sudden, and we're getting like new. It's like a new storyline. Side of the storyline.
Yeah, man. I'm very happy with what Obafemi's been doing. The 2 weeks, 2 weeks. They have a big man in here who is just. I thought putting the strap on him might have been a little sketchy, but man, I'm fine with him. He can
Yeah, I
not
mean,
defend this for another 60 days for all I care, and
yeah.
let him work
Clearly,
out in the
Shawn
center.
Michaels seen something in him, man. Like, and he's clicking. A lot of people like were put in this position to be that beast, that monster that didn't pan out well, and he's clicking right now, man.
Yeah.
On the Wardlow thing here, he got over. He was hot, and then what happens? Everyone just like Hook, he was hot, and then we don't see him for 6 months.
Yeah, I just saw Wardlow tonight with Adam Cole, and I'm like, well, all right. And now what? Your big storyline's gonna be the same as it was in the Pinnacle. You're
And
gonna
that's the
job
thing.
and whatever.
If I hadn't already seen Wardlow in like three different factions, three different places where he had to be like the have someone be his superior, maybe I'd buy into it. But this one is hard to buy into. He doesn't even fit.
Yeah, nah, it doesn't. Especially,
I,
okay, again, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't go off on this yet, but this is like a few weeks back when it was the reveal. Why is the guy who physically assaulted MJF in person, in the back, on camera, without a mask on, all of a sudden wearing a mask and like trying to hide the fact that he was someone who's assaulting MJF? Like, this has made no damn sense. I don't like Wardlow in this at all.
I'm sure if I go back and look at some of the every single clip of like the masked men, I might find a lot of discrepancies.
Yes, and the biggest tell was terrible when they showed the masked men come out, and then the next person to come out after that segment was Wardlow, who clearly just took a mask off his head and had messed up hair.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I gotta know if that was done on purpose or not. I don't know if I give him that credit, but I don't know.
yeah, if they weren't trying to hide it, fine.
Yeah. Right now, Deanna's killing it in the ring. Let's see what else we got going on for the topics. Shout out to everyone in the chat, man. And I see Oliver in there, Val, people jumping in, Noob and Co, Mr. All Power. Let us know how your Wednesdays are going. And now, I want to bring attention to this as well. Everyone who's been participating in the polls, you've been jumping on the polls. We really appreciate that, man. It's been a lot of people out there. You guys have been working. I think this one got like 200 something votes. Yeah, right there,
Yeah,
215 votes. What's the bigger match? I think you put this one out there: Rollins, Jinder, or Samoa Joe versus Hook. I disagree with you guys, though. I'll have to disagree with everybody. I'm picking Joe versus Hook.
you is it because you love Suicide Squad, or why are you picking this one?
I'm picking this one because my guy, TNA World Champion Samoa Joe, former, he's taking on Hook, who's undefeated or has a great win-loss record. I'm taking TK side of that. And it's something fresh for me. It's something fresh. Are we gonna remember Seth Rollins versus Jinder, or are we gonna remember Samoa Joe taking on his first opponent, Hook, a new guy?
We're gonna remember Seth Rollins versus Jinder because it fucked up WrestleMania 40s match. That's what we're gonna remember it for. Too bad, man. I'm really bummed about this. If this is true, he's getting an MRI done. We'll see if he's okay. But man, this match it might have put one of the main events of WrestleMania at risk now. And now they are foreshadowing a different road to take with Cody and Punk meeting next week. So they're putting stuff out there just in case this does happen to build up more hype to replace the hype that Punk and Seth had, just in case Seth did get injured. So let's know your thoughts on that.
If we have to, yeah, I seen that. I didn't see the match, so I don't see exactly where he got hurt or like how it happened. But it's crazy. Like in some way, was TK right? Jinder hasn't been on TV in a while. He was an XT last time I saw him. I hope Seth is all good. Number one priority. I hope he's good.
Yeah.
If they do have to pivot, Cody versus CM Punk for the world title, I don't hate that. While we get Roman versus Rock,
I'll take that if Damian Priest cashes in, so neither guy takes the loss. And then you have Cody finish his story next year at Mania. And because they obviously don't care about the length of everything, but here's the big kicker. My guy Matt, the encyclopedia, you've seen him jump in the chats. Knock, you're familiar with him. He knows it all. He's got a great mind for wrestling. Here's what he said. He said, yes, have him beat Hogan's record. Get that out of the way. That happens in September. Then you know what you do? You have Cody announce a new pay-per-view.
Ooh. Okay.
Starcade.
Ooh,
Starcade.
yeah,
Starcade.
yeah, your boy is cooking.
Pay per view. His dad's pay per view. He wins the belt there and finishes his story. It is a family affair. Damn a WrestleMania. And we get a new champion within the calendar year of wrestling.
Now, I've seen a lot of horrible takes. I've seen a lot of people say a lot of dub stuff. JD included. But your boy Matt, he don't tell a lie.
Whew.
That is amazing. What better place to win a world title, your first world title, than WrestleMania? Starcade, the one your dad made. And if you could have a big crowd for that, really pump it up, make it like last, make it like, okay, this is so big, we got to keep doing this year in and year end, instead of having to be that, like, would they have it as like a just a live show one of those times?
Yeah, or like an NXT PLE or something.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing, man. That's so fresh.
You
It's a
do it. You
win-win.
have it in a city that he picks. It's probably going to be in the U.S., obviously, but I
It's
mean,
a
you've been
win-win. And
doing
then I think
PLEs all over
Roman
the
has an
place.
out for losing if that happens.
Exactly, and then it's not a big deal. You got your big star coming in for the new calendar year when the shows go to their new networks.
Yeah. I think that's genius. Did he go to the school for business or what?
I don't know. He did actually. He's a business major, so I had to fan myself off after I heard that comment from him. So let us know in
Wow.
the chat.
I completely agree with what he just said. Um, that'd be really ideal. I think Roman has to beat The Rock. So, and then we have to
Yes.
wait a whole another year. Then Cody can walk into Mania as world champion, and hopefully defend it successfully. A
Yeah.
lot of good stuff there. There's so much good stuff that you can work there. But if that does happen, that means Cody's story is taking longer to end than the freaking Lord of the Rings.
I just don't see him walking into this WrestleMania winning the secondary. Well, I guess whatever. I don't think that's as a huge of a story ender as beating Roman at a pay per view or a WrestleMania.
Yeah. But as far as the Jinder Rollins match, a lot of you guys voted for Rollins and Jinder to be the bigger match. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how Joe and Hook goes. I think
Yeah,
that'll
we'll
be the better
see.
match. Oh man. Um, anything coming to the channel this week or anything coming soon, Zach, that you want to talk about?
We do. Let me just pull up the slide I got in here. Actually, we can talk about the end. I got it after the Royal Rumble slide.
Okay. Oh man. So
Something tomorrow.
a little pop culture news. Let's take a pop break with your West Coast pop guys. Madam Web. This is coming out on Valentine's Day. Dakota Johnson. I'll admit those costumes don't look that bad.
Are you serious? That's the whole point of this slide. And what do you think of the costumes? I thought these were very cheaply made. Halloween Town is here. That is what these costumes are. Would they all go to the same costume designer? Look at the spider in there, like the diagonal at the bottom. Why is it so
Yeah.
similar?
I mean, all right, for a blockbuster movie, for something that's supposed to be like, have a certain amount of budget, yeah, I think we could have did a different route. But I mean, if you compare it to the CW shows, it don't look that bad. Like, let's set a bar here.
If you compare Jack in the Box to McDonald's, it don't look that bad.
Oh man, I can't believe how bad. I think you were the one who pointed out in one of the trailers, like, how bad one of the shots looked with the CGI.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even going to waste money on improving it. So, uh,
Every
uh,
time I'm gonna point this out there. Every time people talk about like superhero fatigue, I think about the fans, and like that's why I think they're directing it. I'm like, no, there's no way we're gonna have superhero fatigue because there's so many stories you can tell. But I didn't realize that superhero fatigue is with these studios and these directors that put out stuff that don't seem inspired. I think that's where superhero fatigue is coming. That's why we're getting such like slapped together movies.
yeah, this
I
isn't
think the
it.
MCU spoiled us.
Let us know in the comments what you think. I don't think these look that great. Maybe they'll CGI the eyes white is kind of like the big thing. But also, too, if there is no Spider-Man in their universe, why do they all have Spider-Man symbols on there?
Make it make sense.
Make
I
it,
hate
please.
I hate those movies. When you make a movie and you don't include Spider Man, it doesn't make sense.
this movie gets a pass on so many levels. I don't want to hear people talk shit about race swapping. I don't want to talk shit about gender stuff with this movie. Can we just hate Madam Web for what it is? And that's an abomination of the comics that we love. Please, people, let's band together as comic fans
Let's
and
get
hate
it
for the
done.
right reasons.
Let's get it done.
All right, let's talk
Uh,
about the next thing though that we watched about, like Echo.
okay. So you want to start it off? We're gonna
All
get
right,
into.
so Echo was okay. It was meant to be an 8 to 9 series show, but they had issues with it, and it is now a 5 issue thing that also coexists on Hulu. Let me just say this isn't the worst thing that they put out on Disney Plus. It's not the worst at all. It is way better than Secret Invasion. I love the side characters. I love the casting for this, minus Biscuits. He's an awful
Yeah,
grating
he didn't really
character.
grow on me.
Terrible. But this series isn't bad, and I do recommend you binge it. I binged 3, and then last night I did the last 2 episodes, which are the 2 shortest. This is, if this would go week to week, I would lose it. I would find something else to
Yeah.
watch. So I'm glad they did it like this so I could finish the series. There's a lot of really great stuff here, and I do think like you should check it out. But there's a lot that's wrong with it, and now I kind of see why they altered it. So it falls under this new spotlight banner. Do not believe Marvel trailers ever again. Do not ever believe Marvel trailers ever again. They did it again. They did it with Quantumania. I haven't seen the Marvels yet, but with this one, that trailer that was so cool and just like gritty and raw, that's not this show, and it's not like a bad thing. Just if you're looking for that show, that's not here. This is more slow. This is more low key. It is more about her, her family, and her, I guess, her past. And it
Yeah.
is about Kingpin and her issues with him and trauma. So it wasn't that gritty. You can watch this with your kids. There's like a tiny bit more blood than in any Marvel thing. I guess that's why they showed it a little more gritty. But this was good. It's just you can totally tell why I think they had issues with this show and put it out in 5 episodes rather than week by week with 8 to 9 episodes. It just feels like they never found their groove with this, and there's pacing issues. Again, I love all the casting in here, minus that one character. It's just the storytelling doesn't come off as cohesive.
Yeah. So I'll say from my perspective for everyone in the chat, I went into this like, oh mine, I seen the bad reviews, but I think after watching Hawkeye, I was excited to see what Echo was because she had such a presence in that show and she was really good. I didn't know she was actually deaf in real life. I think that was
Yes.
really cool. I don't know how she couldn't find a more perfect person. Like I think she fits the role. Like forever, this will be my version of Echo. I think she killed it. So I hope to
Yeah,
see her
Elka
do more.
Cox is great. Elka Cox did very, very,
Yeah,
very well. So if I
I
see
hope.
Elka, I'll be tuning in.
I think we took too long to get this out here to capitalize on
Yeah.
momentum. It's just like how I feel with Agatha, that Agatha spinoff. We waited way too long from the WandaVision hype and momentum. If we got that in a reasonable time, I think you could have really had a lot of momentum going forward for the MCU. That's before me watching. Now going into it, I enjoyed the episodes. I thought it was really good. There's some parts like Biscuits. He was whatever to me. Even the uncle, I was like iffy on, but the main character, some of the other side characters, Kingpin, amazing. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and I'm getting through these episodes. I wanted more from the relationship with Echo and her her younger cousin. I thought we could have got a little more screen time there. I
Yeah.
liked what the direction they were going with. And as I said earlier in the podcast, until earlier, I thought it was more than 5 episodes. So when I finished episode 5, I was like, okay, that's really good. We're heating up. I thought there was more. I didn't think we were going to end it. I thought Kingpin was going to come back. We had his right hand man, pretty much Zane. Um, I thought we had what happened to him, and I thought he'd get like something would go on there. Which, by the way, the guy who plays Zane, I feel like he's a villain in everything he's in. I've seen him
Yeah.
all over the place. I just and I thought what we got from Kingpin, he was solid. I love to see him. How he survived, I thought a little bit of a stretch, but made sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about it besides it being too quick and it was so much of a slow burn. I don't know if the payoff helped the slow burn because when it ended, I didn't really feel like it was a true ending.
Right. Same here. And then the it's like post credit scene, but the last scene does involve Kingpin, and it sets up some stuff. Let's read this commentary from Mr. Alpars. Kingpin, the best street level villain. I don't know if I love this version. I like him. He's kind of a big baby. So that was my issue too with it. Don't I didn't like what they did with Kingpin at the end. Just
Mm,
because I don't know, because the build up here is, if you watch the end, it's the build up to what's going to come in Daredevil and possibly what's going to come in Spider-Man 4. Here's the deal.
okay.
Kingpin is a great street level villain, and he, in my opinion, is what you need in the MCU right now. Forget about Kang, you got Kingpin. He can be this big presence going into Daredevil Born Again, and which is supposed to tie into Spider-Man 4. So then you have more of a street level stuff. You get to know your characters more rather than a bunch of CGI. You bring it all down to earth here with the Fantastic Four. They're talking about bringing in Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, and having the kids, the Fantastic Four's kids in this already. Let's tone it all down with Kingpin as a villain, showcase our heroes as heroes, get to know them and love them, and then bam, we cannot wait to pop for them when they show up in Secret Wars.
I agree. I think that's very good stuff. And for me, I kind of see your point there, but who said it? Mr. All Power. I guess I kind of see your point there. For me, for Kingpin, I love him. I think Vincent D'Onofrio's killing it. I just keep feeling that we're getting uh what's the word? Like the same Daredevil season one Kingpin, where like he was still developing, and then every now and then we get hints of like, oh, he's this top like mob boss, like he's the king of everything, and he controls everything. He's ruthless. He's vicious. But every now and then we go back to like his origins. I feel like we keep going back to there instead of like
Yeah.
developing, moving on from there. Like even with the ending of here, when you have to go back with the hammer and his parents,
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel like he had developed a little more than this and kept going back. But yeah, I think he's Phantom X. I think there's other cool street villains. Who do you have above him? Because I'm trying to think. I don't know who I have anyone above him. I don't know about you, Zach.
I don't know. I go back to how I got introduced to him in that Spider-Man the animated series in the '90s, and like you said, we don't really progress with Kingpin so far. I mean, we never got any of this stuff in the animated series, and to me, he just seemed badass and cool. So he
Yeah.
threw one punch, and then he got taken out by Echo in here. So we still didn't really get to see the Kingpin that we want to see. That we'll hopefully see in Daredevil Born Again. And Foggy and Kate are coming back for this series. They were told that they weren't coming back. Marvel is now pivoting. Daredevil Born Again is now going to be a two-part, one-season deal. It was scheduled for 18 episodes. That's what it got greenlit for. They're now going to do it in two parts, 9 episodes, then bring everyone back and have them do the remaining 9 episodes. Don't know whether Spider-Man's going to come in between that, but Daredevil is rumored to be part of Spider-Man 4. Echo may show up, Hawkeye may show up, who knows? But Foggy and Kate are back by fan demand. They are rewriting the show to fit that. They are rewriting the first 9 episodes and keeping only about 3 or 4 of those scripts so they can go back and freshen this up and make it something they're positive about. And also, it is going to kind of feed off of, I think, what they get from the fans to how they rewrite the second half of episodes 10 through 18.
Yeah. I'm happy about that. 'Cause I actually liked Foggy and why am I blanking on
Kate,
this?
Kate.
Kate. I, despite what I just had, despite what just happened, actually,
I love you, baby.
despite what just happened, it's been a long day, man. I'm sorry, guys. I actually like both of those characters. They're really well done, and we get to see some of her backstory in I think the last season of Daredevil, even in the Defenders as well. Like she's really good. I hope they bring back Elektra. I hope they bring. I know they're bringing back Jessica Jones. Bring back Luke
Yep.
Cage. All of the people that played the actors for the Defenders were really good, except Iron Fist. I did not like. I didn't like how he played Iron Fist. But the side character, the girl, I thought she was great.
Okay, I never got to Iron Fist.
The show is terrible. Don't watch it. I see what I could see from Defenders, and even that was pretty bad and hard to watch. But
Uh,
I think MCU treating the story would be really cool to see all these characters back. You have the perfect castings, I think. Let us know what you guys review and your rate for Echo. I think it's worth a quick watch, like Zach said. Binge it. Don't like take your time with it, or you're gonna fall. You're not gonna finish it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Also, too, the girl who plays Kate is in a horror movie. There's like 4 or 3 horror movies called Escape Room that came out within like 3 or 5 years of each other. She's in one of those. It's
Seriously.
actually a pretty fun watch. It's a fun watch.
Okay. I seen her. She was in God of War Ragnarok. She played one of the main characters.
Ah, okay,
Yeah. So she's out there doing her thing.
good.
Um, let's see. Oh, there's some more pop culture. I see someone threw in what I've been watching. The NFL playoff picture is here. This weekend has been crazy. Last weekend, we've seen two very big upsets. Uh, like Jair Alexander said, Zach, the pack is back. The cheeseheads are rolling. Yeah, how you feel about the Green Bay Packers, man? Next round.
I cannot stand the Green Bay
I
Packers. I
know you
grew up in
can.
Wisconsin. I hate the Green Bay Packers. I love watching Aaron Rodgers crumble into madness. But man, to seeing them in the divisional playoffs just, ooh, it just grinds my gears.
Yeah, they took out the Cowboys. Jordan Love is looking great. Packers haven't had a bad QB in decades. I don't think they've ever had a bad QB. But that one's gonna be a tough match against the Niners. I think the Niners pick it off, but it's gonna be a tough matchup. Buccaneers versus Lions. The Lions should win that one. All these matches were tough. You can go either way. Ravens Texans gonna be another shootout, another rookie QB, and then the Chiefs versus Bills. That's the grudge match right there. That's the rivalry between Mahomes and Allen, the two top QBs. Uh, just like the Packers in recent years, the Bills paid their fans $20 last week to go shovel their stadium, shovel it out of the snow. But you have to bring your own shovel, Zach. You got to bring your own shovel. And you've seen a whole lot of people out there with no shirt.
And they do it with a smile.
They do it with a smile, man. Because hey, $20 from and people. I see people don't even cash those checks. They just like to have that check and frame it that it's from the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
$20.
oh my God. Knock. Oh, just let me know, what time do the Bears play this weekend? That's when I'll watch. What time are the Bears playing this weekend?
They're not playing at all this weekend. No time.
It's
You gotta
tough
wait
being a
till next
Bears fan.
season. Oh man. But yeah, that's the playoff picture. Let us know if you guys are a fan of any football teams. My favorite team is not in the playoffs. Sadly, our Saints got kicked out. Eric's Miami Dolphins got kicked out. So, Zach, by default, you're the only one with a team left. I know you hate them, but you're connected with them somehow.
No, I hate them. There's a bar they used to be by us that we go to every now and then. They spent money on replica Soldier Field things to use as ashtrays back when you could smoke in bars.
Wow.
Like that's how the hate is. They spend money on like $100 replicas just to use as ashtrays throughout all the tables of their bars.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, after football, pop culture, we're going straight into wrestling again. These are two shows me and Zach will be at, so keep an eye out on the channel
Yes.
for some live footage from GCW, the coldest winter. You ever thought you'd go see a Nick Nemeth versus Matt Cardona main event?
I never knew I'd be this hyped
It's
to go
insane.
see this match.
It's insane. You jump out of WWE, man, and a high stake on the Indies. I think Nick Nemeth's gonna have a great year. It's gonna be cool to see him attack this. Matt Cardona's. I'm glad he's carved out his own path in jumping from WWE to the Indies. It's very different. It's working for him, and yeah, let's see what Nick Nemeth brings to the table.
Yeah, I think Nick Nemeth versus Matt Cardona is an indie main event that's going to draw tickets. We see Mustafa Ali that we're going to go see in a little bit too. He is selling out all the shows that he's going to. He just posted too on Twitter if you want to check it out. I don't even know how many shows, but they're all sold out. So good time to be an ex WWE person.
Yeah, this it is, and everyone's doing their thing differently, man. Matt Cardona doing his own thing, Nick Nemeth. The way Mustafa Ali's doing it and everyone's doing it, I think they're showing a path that like you don't have to go to AEW or WWE. You can make a killing on the Indies right now, and wrestling is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see them carve out their own path and keep a name, keep the buzz, because they're betting on themselves here.
Yeah, and it's paying off. And you know what? If they want to go back for a paycheck or something back to WWE, now they have some kind of leverage rather than just
Exactly,
being like someone who used to work there.
exactly. Like sometimes you just got to do it, man.
Yep. Bet on
Uh,
yourself, people.
yeah, definitely do that. But yeah, we'll both be at these shows and keep an eye out on the channel. And please, if you're attending these shows, please use that deodorant.
Oh,
Just a
please
quick little
shower. Jesus.
shower, do a quick little 2 swab, 3 swab, I don't know, something. But You guys heard the story. I can't do it again. I think
All
the
right,
guy
tomorrow morning. Tomorrow
deliberately
morning, I'm
tried to
gonna
kill
put.
me. Ruin this guy's night.
He smelled so bad. Oh my god! All right, tomorrow morning I'm gonna put this out. I tried to go buy Ultimate Spider-Man #1, but it was sold out all over Los Angeles this weekend. I waited 3 days. My fault. This is a hot comic. Kirkman is back doing this one. There is an Ultimate line with Black Panther, X-Men, and everything else, and something else that happened before this that sets this comic up. But I review the whole thing tomorrow. There are 2 ways to watch this because I love you guys. First, if you want to watch it on mute, you'll see why I can watch the video. And secondly, then you can rewatch it with my review on there and let me know in the comments what you think of Ultimate Spider-Man #1 and how it sets up a new universe.
Yes, man. You definitely don't want to miss out this review. I think, Zach, he talks about his friend being the encyclopedia of wrestling. Zach is the encyclopedia of Marvel comics, all comics. Check out
Minus
the review.
X-Men, apparently.
Let's stop bringing that up, man. And all you guys root for Gambit. How come Gambit doesn't have his own movie yet? Let's just, you guys want to really get into it. Is he really that good of a character? Can't get his own movie.
Will has asked even show up in Deadpool 3, which the trailer is going to show during the Super Bowl.
I'm doubling down on my opinion. I was right. We were right, Zach.
We were right, damn it. Channing Tatum now wants to do a Max movie. If you ever read the Max in the 90s, he's trying to do that movie now. Okay, Gambit. Yeah, all your movies are going to happen.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
Yeah, they're all going to flop, 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 flop.
Speaking of movies that won't flop, Fast X.
I'll put these back up.
Me and Zach went to go see Fast 9 together. Fast X came out last year. A whole lot of people. John Cena, The Rock returning. Gal Gadot in there. Part 2, we're supposed to be getting 2 more movies, but now we're down to 2, and now it's going back to the roots, to the street racing. If this was the plan all along, I think it'd be genius. I think it'd be like, oh, perfect. This is the perfect way to go out. But the fact that they're doing it because the movie's not making that much money anymore, and the budget cuts and the Vin Diesel stuff, I'm very nervous about this next sequel because how it ended, it's a hard left turn to now go back to your roots and bare bones.
I still have to watch this. It's free, and I still am like, man, that sounds like homework.
It's definitely homework. Everyone knows I love Fast and Furious. Like I can't stop watching because I'm already locked into it so deep. But I would not recommend this movie. It is better than 9 though. Like it is like night and day compared to 9. It's way better. If that's
fine.
But I don't know how else I can sell it to you.
You see Hook just sitting there not caring on the corner.
Yes,
That's me
sir.
when I think about watching this movie.
This man
Minus
cut a
the
promo
hair.
outside of the snow in New York eating a slice of pizza.
I saw
He deserves the win.
Let's hope last week was the last time they used that bat symbol. I like it for the promotion and I get the cross promotion. I'm totally fine with it, but okay.
I think if you do that like Daly's Place or a venue that makes sense, I can see it, but don't do it at every venue.
Yeah.
And here comes the Samoan submission machine, AEW World Champ. I want to talk about this real quick. Next week, Eric will shed some more light on this, but the countdown 10 days away from the Rumble. Join us Saturday for our live stream, man. I cannot wait. The games you play will be great. I might have some surprises this week, so definitely check it out. Countdown is 10 days for Rumble, and just keep an eye out on that for us.
Yeah, I'll work on some trivia for between one of the matches, but of course we have the 2 Rumble matches. We're gonna pick sides. The 3 of us are gonna grab numbers, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So join in as we play the what do you call it? Like the lottery,
the lottery, I guess. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Join in, get your number, and then we'll see if you guys can win.
All right, and see if you can keep up with Eric with the Royal Rumble drinking game.
That would be insane. And like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm bringing back one of our favorites of segments. Everyone should enjoy. Jump in the chat right now. Push or shove. I'm gonna put out a topic, put out an idea. Whether you think it should work, push it. If you think it's a bad idea, won't work, go ahead and shove it to the side.
Nice.
First entry on the list is inspired by Bandito saying he thinks he'd love to have a faction with the Cowboy Hunters, DOA, however you want to call them. Bounty Hunter Keith, Hangman Page, and Bandito. Trios Champions 2024. Push or shove, Zach?
Oh, man. I'll push. Maybe it'll make Rampage entertaining.
Okay. Push, and I think it'd be a good way to introduce Bounty Hunter. Put him with a guy like Hangman Page. It's pretty much. I think it's almost confirmed he's signed. He's wrestling almost every week now with the company, whether it's ROH or AEW. That'd be a good and a good way to bring back Bandito, who I think is still on injury.
Yeah, and I think they're laxing on doing the so and so's all elite because Queen Aminato, she was, I'm pretty sure, signed months ago.
Yeah, I think she's been signed for a while. Um, yeah,
But he's good. We saw him at Wrestling Revolver, so I'll say
yeah,
push.
it was good to see him live, man. Next one on here, I put this one Britt Baker and Deanna Purrazzo. We know they're best friends in real life. We know Deanna's getting close to that world championship already, just walking into the company, and we know Britt
Yeah.
hasn't been on TV for a while. Do you think a heel turn, a betrayal of her best friend might be coming? I see Deanna, going for the world title, and Britt Baker of all people costing her. Push or shove, Britt Baker will turn on her best friend.
Push. I am all for that. These two will be great feuding without a belt. That is a big thing in AEW that we need more of. We're seeing a little bit here and there from TK, but this would be awesome. Have these two go back. Don't get too into their history, but have their history be shown a little bit here between the two of them. Great mic work, and have this start up right after or at their next big pay-per-view Revolution, and have it lead up. This will be a cool 2 to 3 month going into their next pay-per-view. Push all the way.
Yeah, push all the way, man. I think you have your best. They say you have your best matches with your best friend. So I don't think we've got to see Britt versus Deanna on a big stage like this. I know they've probably trained together, maybe some indie matches, but nothing like this. So it'd be really cool to see.
Mr.
I
Alpine
see
says
some
shove with his
shoving.
friends.
Well, damn.
Friends. We don't want friends in wrestling.
There's no friends in wrestling. It's all about
Look,
the
knock.
championship gold. What's up?
Exactly. We're friends, but you got that belt. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And Deanna gets respected in the wrestling world with her technical prowess, but Britt doesn't get that respect. I could see a lot of story going here.
Yep.
Next one is here. Last year, Disney actually got upset. They weren't the highest grossing film production studio. Push or shove, they will reclaim their throne this year.
Shove. No, they won't. Deadpool. They're relying on Deadpool. They're relying on
They're
Deadpool. They're
relying on
not going
Deadpool to
to.
bring it home, man. I mean, we got Mufasa. We got Inside Out 2.
Um, I don't know how good those two are going to track. Really, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
they don't have the backing the first Lion King did with the star power. They got some good star power, but I don't know, and I don't know how Inside Out 2 is gonna track. You cannot
I
just
just
rely on Deadpool.
I don't know what we're gonna be talking about with a Mufasa movie because I mean I don't want to see him be best friends with Scar, and we can't have Scar turn on him this early because I mean we already know what happens in the next movie. I don't know the route they're trying to go here. I can see it maybe, but I would have preferred a Lion King too. I think.
I think so too.
Uh,
This is an interesting point. FanMax says streaming is ruining movies. I'll say this to a degree. Yeah, I kind of agree with
yeah,
that.
to a degree, but it's just it's a new landscape. I think I don't know. Interesting point.
Yeah.
Next one I got. So I put this one here: Samoa Joe, AW World Champion, Seth Rollins World Champion, and Roman Reigns World Champion. I guess we kind of about already answered this in the podcast, but my question to you guys in the chat: push or shove, Roman Reigns will lose his world title before the other two.
Shove. That's a big long game, and I think they're going to even save that, especially if Seth is injured and they got to
Yeah,
pivot. And AEW champ Samoa Joe, I think TK already has someone to replace him as champ within the next two
yeah,
quarters of the
a
year.
lot of contenders, man. I believe the person now it's either going to be Adam Cole for me or a Swerve. I don't think Hangman gets the championship twice. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm a call it by double or nothing. We'll have a new champion.
Okay, I can see it.
Um,
I
right
think it's
now,
gonna be Swerve. I'll call that though.
yeah, that's a good one. Right now, Hook's doing his thing right now, having a good match, taking it to Samoa Joe, getting some offense in. I also believe. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Does this justify Samoa Joe relinquishing the ROH TV Championship since he won the world title, since he accomplished that goal?
I'm fine with this story wise. Just again, perception now shows that that title didn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Just
Do
have
you,
him drop it.
a quick question they want to chat. Do you remember who the champion is? I remember him. No disrespect to him, but I just feel like we don't see it enough.
Yeah. I don't know who the champ is.
Kyle Fletcher.
Oh,
He,
okay.
yeah, hit one of the craziest brain busters, but he is the champ right now. do believe I have one more for you guys before we close it out. Oh no, that's it actually.
Okay,
Push or shove this week. I'm gonna bring back this series every week now. A few
I like
entries,
it.
so definitely jump in the chat, give us your answers. Uh, Next one up here, this is a quick news and rumors here. Who was the biggest surprise here?
Jungle Boy, no, I cannot loan you $5. Uh, I'm gonna say the biggest surprise was Jungle Boy. Top Dollar, not Nada. He showed himself at a game with was it DJ Who Kid?
Yeah,
He showed that off and he was wearing TNA apparel, so he kind of gave that away. Nick Nemeth, we
he did.
thought was going to be one of like three people to show up, including Dana Brooks. So those two weren't surprises to me. And who we got on the left there? Is that Mustafa?
Yeah, Mustafa Ali.
Going to New Japan, I don't consider this a surprise. I consider this more of a pleasantry. Like, awesome, you can just randomly show up because you are who you are, and like we talked about, you create your own resume. But Jack Perry was the one just solely because we didn't know his situation with AEW.
Yeah. I was surprised. I think there was so much going on last weekend though that like it didn't like take the cake for me as far as like buzz, but it was definitely surprising.
Yeah. Uh, is Jungle Boy so burned that he can't return to AEW? Is this something new that TK thinks will work? Did he really quit AEW? Let me tell you something. This is a work and a half for that ass. Jungle Boy, you cannot just get on your Epson printer, print off your contract, tear it up, and it just makes sense. So, in a court of law, this is such a work, but it's fine. I don't think the AEW fans, even the diehards, are ripping on Jungle Boy and giving him shit. So I do believe this is
Yeah.
good, and keep him in New Japan for a while. Let him get some stuff worked out, and then like have him come back, kind of like we're talking about with ex WWE people after you built up a resume somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of people that go over to New Japan, go over to Stardom, and they absolutely kill it and they come back stronger and better. Mariah May went over there, had a great shortened career for New Japan or for Stardom, jump back over here, and she's like way ahead of the game. Another person that's gonna be coming in soon is Megan Bain. She's like has like this like Amazon Greek goddess type of gimmick.
Okay.
She was with AEW during the pandemic. You might have seen her in a few dark matches. I think she tore her ACL or something, so she's out for a while. She was actually signed. She did so well. She was signed then, but she never got to debut because of the injury. TK sent her straight to Stardom, and she's been killing it ever since. I think she's due to return soon. So on AEW screens, coming soon, she should be debuting.
Okay.
And on that point, yeah, let us know in the chat who you guys think is more surprising. Do you have any other topics, Zach? I think the last one I want to say is like I bet since Private Party was on my TV a few minutes ago, they said recently TK offered to pay for their college if they can maintain a certain GPA, and I think that is insane. Like that's crazy. That's dope from a boss or a wrestling promoter.
Again, TK's hard to go, man. He's a wild man when he hits those
Yeah,
Twitters, but man, is he? I think a really good dude in real life.
I think so too, man. I think that's what we need, and you can see that in this company. The other thing, right after the Mark Briscoe segment, I believe it was right after, we had the Young Bucks give their interview with Renee Paquette with those, those heel stashes, if you will. They took straight shots at CM Punk. I mean, and they're taking shots at everybody. They said, this is our company. We started it. Renee, did you get a paycheck? That thanks to us. And they pretty much said, like, we got led astray by some veterans who wanted to come in here, some has-beens, in a sense, that didn't want to know, that wanted to cause trouble. And they joked about it, talking about that, and they were trying to make it seem like it was going to talk about Sting. And they were like, no, we're not talking about you, Sting. Sting is great. So I'm sure that's going to blow up the internet.
I'm sure it will, especially when you look at merch sales, and that has been is way ahead of your ass in the past 3 months after you left the company in merch sales for that company.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Nah, whatever. All right, Hangman's coming out now, so Hangman is the next challenger for Joe.
I think this might be the first time Hook went to sleep on AEW television in his career.
Yeah.
I'm still picking this as the biggest match. But everyone in chat, everyone, thank you for jumping in, man. This was the stream. I believe Eric will be back next week to join us. Zach, you got any final thoughts?
Not really. Just pay attention to the channel too. Again, we got that Spider-Man thing dropping. Eric might be doing something tomorrow, and then I am going to stream a game on Friday. Let me know what you're kind of into. Leave a comment. It's either going to be like an old Disney afternoon game, a Contra game, an old Atari game. We'll see what stuff is on the PlayStation Network. Might be the new Mega Man 11, but we'll see. I'm going to stream something on Friday.
So you guys heard it here first, man. Something is coming to you guys on Friday.
Could even be a Ninja Turtles game. You can watch me go ape shit when I play TMNT for the NES, made by Ultra. It is the most. You'll watch me freak out on cam if I play that. I will freak the fuck out.
Oh gosh,
I hate that damn game, but I'll play it.
He'll play it just for you guys, man. So definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to everybody jumping in the chat. West Coast Podcast. We really appreciate you all, man. Peace out, y'all.
Later.